Okay, so I just got here and I'm picking them up right here. Hopefully everything goes out smoothly and the figures are in great shape. Maybe that's him right there, who knows? So here they are in the flesh. Welcome home, Rep Pack. Marcus here, and welcome to Comfort Cartoons, the show where I collect absolutely everything from the late 90s, 2000s, and I'm also trying to create the world's biggest Spongebob and Nickelodeon collection. But not just that, the creator and CEO of this channel did happen to have a part-time job as a fairly godparent. She was mine, but I kind of broke the whole, you know, when you're an adult, you lose your fairy rule. But I hope you beautiful people are having an amazing day, and if you guys are, you know the drill. Vintage Nickelodeon camera flip.
Brand new Fairly Odd Parents products in stores and at the shop at nick.com. We say wish it.
It's about to get a whole lot brighter, Rep Pack, because your boy is here. This is one of my favorite camera flips to do, is when we do the vintage stuff, because that is some of the stuff that I grew up with, and many of you guys did as well. But today we are going to be hopefully picking up an item that none of us could have possibly had growing up as a kid, and that's because it's an employee only exclusive item. We're also going to be going on a little hunt to have some fun along the way as well. We're going to be driving a couple hours out to pick up some new figures for the collection. And they are Fairly Odd Parents related items, and they are employee only exclusive bobbleheads, which include Cosmo, Wanda, Timmy, but not just that, an incredible, unbelievable Vicky the babysitter figure that I know you guys are gonna love as much as I do. So I can't wait to go pick them up, and I couldn't pass this up to be able to add and archive it into the collection. And I have an interesting story along the way too. But not just that, since we're gonna be a little bit out of our normal area, I want to stop by some discount stores that they have in the area and hunt and see if we can find any other awesome stuff for the collection as usual. But any further ado, we've got to hop in the car because we've got a long drive today. Mitchell's not going to be with us because today is one of the days he doesn't film, and this is the only day the guy could meet to do these figures, so it's going to be just you and me rocking it today. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop in the car and start our Fairly Odd adventure. Oh yeah, and I'm definitely not walking today. Cosmo, Wanda, I wish I was in the car. Okay, so we're on our way right now to go pick up the figures. And of course, I'm gonna be doing a couple stops along the way, but like I said in the intro, I am extremely pumped to get these bobbleheads. The Vicky one in particular is so cool. I can't wait to show you guys it when we get it, and hopefully everything checks out right. The guy said everything's in great condition, so I'm excited about that. But I have like a little bit of a horror story that happened with these figures. I've been looking for them for over 4 years at this point, and I've never been able to find them for a good price. I mean, doing what I do here with the cavern, you know, I try to get everything for a good price just because, you know, whenever we can save some money, that can go into something else that we're trying to pick up, so we can really keep archiving and growing this collection as big as we can. So I try my best to be able to get it for as low as I can, so that way we can continue to add more and more to the collection. But when it comes to really rare items like this, sometimes it's just hard to get a good deal, but this being a local deal made it a little bit easier, and I don't have to worry about them getting broken and shipping, because the last time I ordered them, this was the horror story part, I paid over $300 to get these figures. This is before Comfort Cartoons even existed, because I wanted them so bad, them being employee only exclusive. You just don't see stuff like that a lot in general. And then on top of that, Fairly Odd Parents stuff. And I waited patiently, just like SpongeBob waiting for his toy to come in the mail. So excited for me to be able to get them, and then once they got here, I opened the box up. I don't know, I felt like this stabbing feeling in my gut, and I opened up the package, and it turned out all of them, not even one was okay. All of them were completely shattered, because they are made out of a porcelain material. They're not made out of vinyl, which is way more flexible and stuff like that, but that makes them even more rare, is they're made out of like a porcelain material. So they were all shattered from the way the person had packed them. They had just put like one wrap of bubble wrap around all 4 of them connecting. So all 4 were completely broken, and so was my heart. I was so sad. I literally almost shed a tear. Maybe I did, but I'm not gonna say it because I'm so disappointed. Not just because of the fact that they were broken, but this is a piece of Nickelodeon history. I mean, who knows how many of these bobbleheads they handed out to the employees that were working on Fairly Odd Parents. So I felt like in some way responsible for them getting shattered because I ordered them online. But I mean, either way, if I would have ordered them, somebody else would have, and they probably would have gone through the same thing. But I messaged the person so disappointed, and they were just as gut-wrenched as I was, because it turned out they were one of the people that received those Fairly Odd Parents figures, and they held them really close to their heart, and they were kind of excited that I was gonna get them, you know, being that I planned to take great care of them. So I got to talk to that person for a little bit. I was able to pick up some other items from that person that was really, really good. But at the same time, we were both super disappointed that they came in bad condition. So I've not wanted to ever order these things online because I've had that same trauma of worrying that was gonna happen again. But so this is a local deal. I'm driving to go pick it up. It's all on me this time. It's all on me to get them home safely, and I hope I can do so. But I'm not gonna be meeting him for a few hours, so we're gonna be stopping by, doing some hunting. I think the first place we're gonna go is a place called Dee Dee's Discounts. Me and Mitchell went there a while ago, and we found so much random Spongebob merch and other Nickelodeon merch. I don't even know where they get these items, but they have some of these weird items you can just find there. So I'm hoping we can find some of that stuff today along the way in a new area, because I know in my area I haven't seen any of that stuff. But with any further ado, let's go ahead and stop at our first location. Okay, so I just got to the shopping center where I'm picking them up. I'm meeting them at a Walgreens, but there is like in this shopping center a Marshalls, a Five Below, a GameStop, a Dollar Tree, and a Ross. Wait a minute, there's also a Walmart down there. There's a Walmart down there. Damn, I wish to live in this area. I could get all my trips done in one trip. The only thing we're missing is a thrift store. They have damn everything that every place that we go to in one shopping center. Unbelievable. It's a little bit far from my house to drive to, but at the same time, damn, they have a good setup here. Okay, so let's go into Ross first. I don't have a time to go to every single place in this shopping center just because I have to meet the guy in a little bit, but damn, I wish I did have the time. Okay, so we're gonna start over here in the toy section as usual. If we're gonna find something in here, usually it's gonna be in the toy section or like the art related section. You never know what we could find, but I'm already spotting something here. Let's check it out. This is so cool. We have the SpongeBob Krabby Patty candy. We have the Frankenstein one on screen in the collection already, but we don't have this one. But unfortunately, it's missing its lid. All the Krabby Patties are still in there, but it's missing its lid. So we can't get this guy today, but either way, still cool to see it here. Let's just keep looking around and maybe we'll find something, or maybe even another one with its lid on it. But it's just kind of a little bit of a chill hunt. Like if we don't find anything, that's okay too. It's just if we see something while we're waiting anyway, might as well pick it up. But I don't know if we'll find anything. We just gotta look around and see what happens. And if not, we're gonna go to another store next, so maybe we'll find something there too. Okay, so no sponge quite yet, but I did see this Cars box set, which is like a race strip, a straightaway of Radiator Springs, which is just awesome. I mean, I don't think there's any question who's gonna win this race between Mater or also Lightning McQueen. I mean, maybe if it's Mater from the second movie when he had the jet rockets from the spies, but other than that, I think Lightning McQueen's taken that. But this is just really cool. It's a full play set of Radiator Springs, which is based off of the Route 66 here in the US, of course. And they want 20 bucks for it. Oh man, that's definitely a big maybe for me. That is really freaking cool. I just don't know where I would put this because our Disney section is so small. But I'm definitely picking these guys up right here. They weren't just already sitting like that. I put them there, but now they're, like that. But we have Magmortar and we also have Scyther. You guys know I love collecting Pokemon stuff and I love getting the action figures whenever I can, especially if they're on a good deal. So we have Magmortar right here, which is the evolved form of Magmar. And we also have Scyther, and if they were like, retail 15 bucks, I would leave them, but for $5, heck yeah, I'm gonna pick these guys up. No sponge yet, but you never know. Okay, this is really cool. We have a Sonic scooter. You gotta be going faster for sure if you're using this thing. I'm not gonna get it, but it's still cool to see it here. This is the kind of stuff I'm saying you just don't see this at Walmart or Target usually. You just have some weird stuff here. And they also have this Pac-Man artwork, and this is kind of what we're hoping on for the Nickelodeon related stuff, because I don't know where they get these from, because I know they used to get their stock from other stores, but I don't see these anywhere else, so I have no clue where they get them. Oh, and look at this. This is like one of those old Tiger handhelds, but for Little Mermaid. That is so freaking cool. But I am disappointed at the lack of sponge that we are seeing here. I only saw that one box set, and like I said, it was missing the lid. Let's go ahead and check the artwork out. If anything, we might be leaving with just these two, and then we're gonna be going to another store anyway. And the main point of today's video is to pick up those Fairly Odd Parents figures anyway, but I just figured we'd just go ahead and check it and see what we can find along the way, since we gotta wait a couple hours anyway. Okay, so over here they have some really cute backpacks. They have a Toy Story one. I'm not gonna pick that one up today, but they do have a Dragon Ball one as well, but this is the one I have to pick up. This is only $12.99. It's got a freaking Naruto ID holder, a little lunchbox, and also the cool design itself, and then a little bottle too. For $12, we're definitely grabbing that. Okay, and then looking at the artwork, they do have a really cool Sonic one here. It says "Let's Go" on it. This is "Hate That Hedgehog" with Eggman. And I mean, this is kind of what we're looking for, only 10 bucks too, but this isn't exactly what we're looking looking for today. They do have also this giant freaking Avengers one, which would be nice. Only 20 bucks. I mean, that's like for a poster, you're gonna pay like $5 at least. Drop something. Okay, glad that didn't break. You know they say you break it, you buy it. But if you pay like $5 for a poster, then you're gonna pay another $10 for the frame. I mean, really, it's kind of a better deal to get a canvas like that over here if you like Avengers or something like that. But we're gonna keep looking because they didn't have any Nickelodeon related ones. So far, all we have is non-Nickelodeon stuff. We actually have more anime stuff. We have the 2 Pokemon figures, and then we also have the Naruto bag. But like I said, let's keep looking. And we consider it a successful hunt if we can find one sponge item, and we've already done that so far. I'm not a huge fan of the odd socks just because if you stretch them out, which is kind of hard to do right now, kind of get like a blurry image once you actually put the socks on. So I'm not going to pick up the odd socks today, even though they are very cool. If you can get like the more like cotton-like material ones, it's a little bit better, but it still has the same issue. So I'm going to avoid the odd socks today, and I don't really need that many more socks because we have a lot of them already, but I was not going to leave these guys behind. We have Squidward doing the thing on a sock with Mr. Krabs. His shirt's a little stretched out there to get it around the whole sock, but just to have this for the visual representation. These are odd socks again, but they are more of like a cotton material, so I don't see them having the same stretch out issue as some of the ones that are like kind of more based off getting the image. Like the image looks great with the socks like that, but when you put them on, they just stretch out completely. They also have some Avatar ones down here. They also have wild thornberries, which is a really interesting one you don't see a lot either. And then we even have some more Spongebob ones down here too that are super cute, but like I said, we don't need that many socks really right now. We're just trying to add some new stuff if we can. We could buy socks all day, but we can't find Squidward doing the thing all day, so we're gonna get him doing the thing. Okay, so I think it's safe to say we can head out now. We didn't really find too much in here. Obviously, mostly what Ross is clothes, but I did find a couple items. I mean, we found at least one sponge item. I mean, I could just walk over here and show you guys. They have a lot of socks. There's a lot of socks everywhere here in terms of sponge, but we did find a pair of socks that was worth picking up, and we found some Pokemon figures, but I do wish we could have found that box set of the Krabby Patties with the lid on it. That would have made the whole trip in here for me, but I've looked around everywhere and I cannot see them. So go ahead and head to the next store and see if they have anything better. Okay, so I went to Marshall's and that was the worst. Like they only had expired perfume and close to expired candy. So now we're going to another Ross. This area is unreal. I spent 2 minutes, drove around the corner. They have a Burlington, a Ross, and a DD's discount. So since we're on our search for discount stores in this area, this is crazy. They had that whole little section of so many different stores, and then now you have a 3-in-1 like this. Let's start with Ross. If we don't find anything, we're going there. If we don't find anything there, we're going there. We are going to find something extra here. I still have 2 hours to wait, so might as well kill it. Okay, so this one's toy section is a lot more ran through. They have these Dragon Ball Z little minifigures. They're really small. The camera doesn't do it justice, but they're only $5. You got Broly right there. Broly's never looked smaller, but he's still gonna probably lift up this whole building. We have a bunch of stuff though. I'm gonna take a look through here and see what I can find for us. Nothing so far. It even looks like there's less stuff than the other Ross. So far, I've been kind of striking out today, but you know, it's just how it goes sometimes. We're just gonna keep looking around and hope for the best. Digging really deep here. I actually see there's some Blue's Clues headphones. How much? $6.99 Blue's Clues headphones. They just don't really do it for me, but they are pretty cool though. They have a parental control volume meter though, which I didn't even know that was a possibility to control your kid's volume, but that's kind of cool. I guess that's a thing that you can do. You know, gotta protect those ears, but other than that, I don't really see too much. I mean, they have these villains doorables with has the chance of you getting the mystery rare, but we already have this whole set, so if it doesn't have the mystery rare, then we'll just be with a bunch of dupes, so we can't get this. Unless you might have to just check out on the toy section and look around other places. Okay, looking through the mugs, I see something. Now this is what I'm talking about. We found the Spongebob mug right here. It says absorb the fun with the ketchup and mustard double hold right there with SpongeBob, and you've got Squidward on it. You've got Gary, Patrick, and SpongeBob. It's a pretty sizable mug, like comparing it to the other mugs right here. It's not breaking, it's our only find we got today. Shout out to this mug for making this trip worth it. That is so cool. And we can always take another Spongebob drinking cup. Only $5 too, so pretty sizable one, like I said. Definitely glad to add this one to the collection. And like I said, if we find a sponge, that marks this as a decent trip, okay? So we found something here at Ross. I'm gonna go look at the clothing here in a second. Then after that, we're gonna head over to Burlington, DD's discounts. And then I think we're gonna be just out of time. I'm gonna have to go pick up the Fairly Odd Parents figures. But hey, this was a win. So I'm hyped on this one. Thank you so much to Ross for having something decent. Okay, and then in the clothing section, I found this awesome, like interesting style of Rugrats shirt. Like all it really is have the Nickelodeon logo here. Again, it's on my size. size. They have small and medium, but I did see this one right here, this Rick and Morty shirt, which I just think is so cool. I love like the 80s futuristic, like what they thought was the futuristic textile right here, and just a very clean design altogether. And it's only $6.99, so I'm gonna pick this one up just to have, you know, a new fresh shirt to wear. I think this one's really cool. I would have loved to have found a Nickelodeon one, but I didn't see one in my size, at least anywhere around here. Okay guys, so I was looking around the canvases. This is what I was looking for the whole time. Boom! Like, come on, this is unbelievable. This is so sick. You get representation of so many different shows on this. You get the Rugrats, you get Hey Arnold, and you even got a little Rocko's Modern Life right there too. And the colors has such a beautiful color. The backgrounds for all of them match that vibrant 90s colors to it. This is everything we were looking for on this trip. This is killer. I'm extremely excited about finding this, and it's only $10. So we are gonna be picking this up for sure. An unbelievable find, and it can go somewhere really, it's like not too big either, so we can put this somewhere like a strip, you know, somewhere in the collection, just to have representation of all of them on an officially licensed piece of artwork. Amazing, and so hyped we found this. Let's go ahead and pick this one up for sure. Okay, so we're going into these discounts. Let's go ahead and check it out and see if they got some more stuff going on in there for us. Okay, so coming in here, this shirt is so cool. I am not afraid to wear pink at all, especially when it's covered in this man all over it too. And then up here, we've got a little Kermit shirt. We've got the Rugrats right here. We got Chucky and then also Tommy on that one. Just a really cool shirt. I mean, both of those would be, I mean, honestly, this is a sick shirt too. There's a lot of cool ones in here, but I really would like to get this shirt, but they only have it right now. It looks like in large and, oh wait, no. An extra large right here, the extra large. $7.99. I will definitely still get this though. That is a freaking sick shirt. I love the sponge all over it, of course, but I don't have a lot of pink shirts, and because it's a Fairly Odd Parents Day vibe, I'm gonna do my Timmy Turner best and grab this one. Okay, so who better to save the day than Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy? This literally did it for me right here. This is so freaking cool. We have the awesome box for Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. It comes with the boxers and the pair of socks, but you guys know for me, honestly, more than the actual items, I just care about the packaging and how cool it is. And this is so freaking sweet. $7.99, and this just looks so cool on display. The Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy right there with each other, and it kind of looks like a box set, like for a meal they had at the Krusty Krab, or for maybe like, you know, an action figure or something in the canon of the show. They have the medium one. If I can't find my size, I'm okay with just getting the medium one just to have them, but it would have been cool to see to my size. We have a small and then also the medium. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the medium one for sure though on this. That is such a cool box. So we got out of Dee Dee's discounts, and this literally made the whole little mini hunt that we had here. Like I said, it was supposed to be a little bit of a fun vibe and, you know, just kind of chill before we go and pick up the Fairly Odd Parents figures. Now I'm extremely pumped for it. We got a couple little items here and there, but mainly this is the stuff that I was looking out for today. You know, we can go to Walmart, Target, find some shirts. Every now and then they'll have a mug or something like that. But when it comes to like the canvas artwork, some of these specially packaged items, those are things you really can only get at these discount stores. I don't even know where they get them, like I said, but you would never see this at Walmart. And this is the type of stuff we're looking out for. Now that we've got everything out the way, I got about 30 more minutes to wait here, and then I'm gonna go head over to the Walgreens where I'm meeting the guy to pick up the Fairly Odd Parents figures. So, and all, I got the Fairly Odd Parents figures today. Hopefully we're gonna get those. We got this awesome Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy lunchbox, along with a few other items. We're gonna check out everything closer when we get back to the cavern so we can add this and hopefully those Fairly Odd Parents figures into the collection as well. And sorry if I was a little bit quiet at some of the store guys. Whenever we go to these discount stores, I always have to be a little quieter because they're so small in comparison to like the bigger stores we do. And they're also way quieter too. So didn't want to get in trouble or, you know, or interrupt anybody shopping too much. So anyway, guys, appreciate you guys joining this little hunt with me. Let's go ahead and pick up the Fairly Odd Parents. Okay, so I just got here and I'm picking them up right here. Not at the Preferred Bank, even though I prefer to go there actually, now that I see it. But preferred Walgreens over there. I'm gonna be picking it up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to film the whole time, but picking him up there because, you know, I'm sure he didn't want me to rob him for his freaking Fairly Odd Parents figures. You know, public meetings. So I'll be going into the Walgreens right now, and hopefully everything goes out smoothly and the figures are in great shape. Maybe that's him right there, who knows? those. Okay, so I'm waiting now, and now I'll just let you guys know. Hopefully I'll update you in a second here with the figures in hand. So here they are in the flesh. Unbelievable. I am so hyped on them, guys. I will show you them all a little bit more closely. Of course, we'll get 360s and stuff like that when we get back to the cavern. But the style of them is just beautiful. The colors are so vibrant. I mean, I got them for an amazing deal, so I'm extremely excited about them. So we have Cosmo right here. You have the Fairly Odd Parents logo. I don't know if there's any markings at the bottom. It just has the Made in China here, and you can see right there. If you do a lot of shopping like I do, you already know just that little piece what that is. That is a Goodwill sticker piece right there, a piece of a Goodwill sticker. You guys will not believe, he said that he found them at a thrift store. What do we do a lot? Thrifting. We never found anything like this. We find some cool stuff, but that just goes to show you never know what's out there, and you never know what you'll end up finding, you know? So somebody who worked on Fairly Odd Parents could have, you know, donated them, not really realizing what they were donating, or somebody could have inherited the collection and then donated. There's all these different things that could go on for them to end up being donated. And to be honest, the fact that it's Goodwill blows my mind the most, because whenever I go to Goodwill, whenever we go there, there's absolutely nothing. They sell everything online these days. The fact that he found these in the thrift at Goodwill blows my mind. So that's the Cosmo one right there. I just wanted to share that little fact with you guys. Then next up, we have the Wanda one here. Again, it has the bottom logo with Wanda there, the little rainbow into Fairy World. We have the Fairly Odd Parents logo. This is the only one that is slightly damaged. He didn't realize it when he actually, you know, messaged me about it. But for the price that I got them, I couldn't complain at all. But if you notice here, there's actually one wing missing on Wanda. But considering how old these figures are and the fact that, you know, that they weren't given to the public, I can totally understand that. And it's such a small little detail on the back of the figure as well, to where I'm going to be facing them this way anyway. I was not going to miss out on the deal. Just two of them would have been worth the price that I paid. So this one I consider a freebie anyway. So there's the Wanda one right there. I'm saving my favorite one for last. Can you imagine you were at the thrift store and you just walked up and saw these on the shelf? I would literally have a panic attack and just start falling on the floor flailing. I would not be able to comprehend how I found this in the thrift. It's unreal. But this is the Timmy one, as you can tell here. It has the little poof there, no rainbow, you know, on the way to Fairy World. It has Timmy though right there. And it has a little sticker on the bottom too. Super clean, like very, very great condition. There's no like significant, like not even really any scratching, like just great shape. I'm literally shaking right now because I don't want to be the one. Now, like I said, it's all on me. He got them here safe. It's all on me to get them back to the cavern safe for us. Now for the final one, and my favorite one, Vicky. So when it comes to Fairly Odd Parents merch, like I said, it's next to never that you see Fairly Odd Parents stuff. But then on top of that, the character that's probably one of the most iconic but has the least amount of merchandise is Vicky. And you guys know I'm kind of a Weenie Hut Jr. I like stuff when it's really like, you know, sweet and simple, not too like hardcore. This one is hardcore, and I think it's the exception of that rule, because I don't mind when they go dark and gritty and kind of crazy when it comes to the villains. Because when it comes to the villains, that's totally what I expect. And Vicky is the main antagonist of the show, and this has got to be one of the coolest, craziest representations I've ever seen of her. It says, "Will babysit for fun." But then more than that, she's standing on top of a lock and key chest or toy box or some kind of kid carrying crate. You can see she has Timmy or some other kid locked inside of this chest, and it says Vicky, and it says Fairly Odd Parents on the bottom, of course, but on the side you've got a saw. On this side you've got TNT. She is the demented babysitter from hell. So I think this one is just the perfect item to represent that. And like I said, all of these are exclusive. You could not get them in store. They were employee only items. And I don't think this design would have worked on the public market. I think it's a little dark and twisted to where they probably could not have released this on the public market. The fact that it is an employee exclusive gave them a little bit more wiggle room to do something so dark like this. And you guys let me know, do you think that's Timmy inside of there or just some other kid? The eyes are telling me Timmy, so I'm gonna go with Timmy. But this is by far my favorite out of the bunch, including Cosmo, just because the colors on them look so vibrant, and I can't wait to put them into the collection in the cavern. An unbelievable pickup, and we got to hunt along the way. I had a blast being able to do this with you guys, just spending some time together, you and me, getting to bond on picking up some awesome figures, and also So doing a little adventure. So it was nice being able to do this with you guys. Thank you guys so much for being the amazing people that you guys always are. As I always say, these journeys are so much fun, but I wouldn't be able to do these, and they also wouldn't be nearly as fun if it wasn't for the fact that I get to do them with you guys. So thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna go back to the cavern, check out the stuff we got. Of course, add some of it to the collection, including these. So I got a little bit of a drive back home. Let's hit it. Cosmo, Wanda, I wish I was back home. So we are back to the cavern. We're gonna cover everything we picked up today, but I wanna start off with the main event, and that was the Fairly Odd Parents. Wore the inverse shirt and just Bush Hartman representation, and we have them right here. I already cleared out the space in the collection for these guys to go there as well. So there is definitely some other Fairly Odd Parents merch that I wanna get in the collection, and with time, we'll definitely be looking out for it more. Of course, I love my sponge, and that's always gonna be the main thing that I collect, number one. But sometimes I can tend to let the other Nickelodeon shows slip. And Fairly Odd Parents, besides maybe Rugrats, is like tied for number 3 as my favorite spot with Jimmy Neutron. It's one of my favorite shows to ever come out with Nickelodeon. Growing up, I've always said there was Spongebob, Jimmy, and Timmy. That was like the triple threat of Nickelodeon. I mean, also Danny Phantom. That's why they had the Nicktoons Unite video games. But one of the items I've always wanted to get first in the collection was these statues, but I've had nightmares about them ever since that one I told you about. But we have the Wanda one right here. Absolutely beautiful. They have such a vintage vibe to them. They're made out of, like I said, like a porcelain-like material, so there's something about the solidity of it that just makes it, you know, like vinyl's amazing. I love plastic vinyl, but something about acrylic and like porcelain, it just kind of solidifies it as an important piece in the collection because you know how hard it is for it to survive so many years. Whereas plastic can last a lot of years, even in maybe not the best environment. You know that something had to have been taken care of, at least to somewhat of a degree, for them to be in this shape. So there's Wanda. Next up, we can't go very far without talking about Cosmo. And I mean, who knows? This could be back when Cosmo was kind of like a cool car salesman, and he was very, very charismatic and not so dumb.
I can't see! You only need one, Snooky.
But I have no clue exactly what year these statues actually came out. Me and Ryan will be doing some research to try to find an exact date on when these were released. But here we have Cosmo, and you can see his head is kind of hanging up there a little bit. Most of the figures I've seen online, this is roughly how they all look. I think mainly it's because their heads are so freaking huge, and I mean, they're kind of built for bobbleheads, considering that the characters do have really big heads with tiny bodies. Look at Cosmo's body on screen here. He could easily like put his whole body, like 3 of his bodies inside of his head. They're mostly just hair, which, I mean, I'm mostly just hair, so I mean, I can relate. And then we have the Timmy one, which I think is cool because like they didn't put the rainbow on him, but it kind of just gives him a little bit of something to set himself apart from the Cosmo and Wanda figure. And Cosmo's of course had the green text for his name, Wanda had the pink text for her name, and Timmy has the pink text for his name as well. And if you guys don't know the little Easter egg about Timmy's hat, I think Butch Hartman actually said it in like an in-between shows type of segment they had on Nickelodeon. How Timmy ended up with his hat was pretty much just because that was the only color marker that Butch had left when he was filling in the colors, and it kind of just stuck. But we'll never know why his pants and his shoes are all one existing thing. I mean, Danny Phantom got shoes. He has clear shoes. And finally, the coolest one of all, we have Azula. I mean, we have Vicky. Or I could say Azula, because they are both voiced by the same voice actress, Grey Delisle, and she has played many, many evil women. Has played Vicky and also Azula. But I'm not gonna lie, Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender is terrifying, but I mean, nowhere near as terrifying as Vicky. I mean, Azula never got her own song about how vile she was.
Vicky, Vicky.
But now that we have all of those in the collection, you guys have seen some close-up shots for him. Of course, stick around. We're going to add them into the collection. Let's check out some of the other stuff that we found in our brief hunt that ended up kind of having a lot of stuff. I didn't expect it at all, but let's check it out. The first store we went to, we actually picked up this Naruto backpack, and I just think it's amazing that in 2023, we can actually get Naruto stuff on the shelves. That it's like, I mean, I understand when we see My Hero Academia stuff. You know, this is an Anime Avenue, but we're going to talk about it anyway a little bit. I understand when you see My Hero stuff, you see Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, but Naruto, I mean, it was rare to find stuff for Naruto even when I was a kid, and it was popular on TV shows. You could only really find it at Hot Topic. So it's awesome that he's actually gotten so big in this current anime-dominated world right now that he could get a backpack. I mean, we saw TMNT there, we saw Toy Story, some big names up there, and Naruto is sitting right next beside it. And for $12, you get a freaking lunchbox, a backpack, an ID holder, a water bottle that's just really blue, but I I mean, what were you expecting for 12 bucks? I mean, it's just a blue water bottle. It would have been kind of cool if they would have added a little Leaf Village logo on there or something, but you know, you get a pretty good amount of stuff here for $12. You can see on the inside is just a basic blue, but this was designed by BioWare, which is also a pretty big brand who makes a lot of socks and other bag-related items, even some of the more expensive Nickelodeon lunchboxes. So you're not getting like a crap bag. It's a pretty nice quality one. Definitely an impressive one. Nothing to be embarrassed about, because when I was a kid, if you had a $12 backpack, that meant the kid in front of you could just pull the front pouch and all your school supplies would dismantle within moments. This thing is pretty solid for 12 bucks. In this world, a lot of things have gotten expensive, but in some things have gotten cheaper just because of the, you know, the modern technology. Next up here, we have the Pokemon figures that I picked up. So we have Magmortar. I gotta say, a huge upgrade from Magmar. Magmar's cool, but I just can't look away from that cake on the face. Magmortar, he's got some voluptuous lips there and a nice little goiter or boil.
This is my boil.
But other than that, he is a beast with 2 giant cannons for shooting fire out. I wish we would have seen the Pidgeot one there, because I mean, we would have had all the Pokemon from this line. But they did have the Scyther with Karate Chop action. You must have learned that one from Buzz Lightyear. But as a Pokemon fan and collector as well, you guys know I love collecting Pokemon stuff. You guys have seen my collection before in many other videos. It is not often you can come across cheap Pokemon figures. In fact, it's rare to even see these in stock at Walmart and Target for the $12.99 they usually go for. And then, out of desperation for Sponge, we got the odd socks. I just realized that the heel of your sock kind of looks like their bias, which is just a little weird. Odd socks are just kind of an interesting thing. I feel like, do you guys see odd socks at any other store besides Ross and places like that? Including this artwork that we got a little bit later in here. I feel like you never, like there's certain items, like Ross, Marshall, all those type of stores are supposed to be discount stores where they basically get their merchandise from another location that's liquidating it, maybe didn't sell, a variety of different reasons. But there's some things, including Voss Water, that you always see at Ross, TJ Maxx, all these type of stores. And odd socks is one of those things. Like I almost never see odd socks anywhere else besides at Ross. It's like they send them to them just so they can then put, oh, these used to be $9 somewhere else, but they never were. I don't know. If you guys see an odd sock somewhere else, let me know. But we got this one strictly for the Squidward doing the thing sock. It only comes with 1 sock of each. It's not like you get 2 of this one, 2 of this one. You get 1 of each. I never thought of like Squidward or Mr. Krabs as like a duo, but they kind of are, I guess. I mean, before Spongebob even existed, they worked together. They were the only 2 current workers at the Krusty Krab. So I guess they kind of are a duo of the Krusty Krab. Why not? So keep it on the Ross. We also got this SpongeBob mug here, and it says absorb the fun. You got him squirting the ketchup, as I showed you guys. Nothing too crazy about this one. It's just a mug. But you guys know I do have kind of a pretty big SpongeBob cup collection, and I'm hoping one day that we'll be able to put out on full display. So I keep on picking them up just because I want to keep on adding to them, especially if I can get them for a really, really good deal while we're doing the videos for $5. All day we're gonna pick this up. Next up at a different Ross, we found the Rick and Morty t-shirt. You guys know me, I'm always looking out for new t-shirts. You know, I love wearing cartoon themed t-shirts, and I do love Rick and Morty despite some controversies that have gone on, as I would say about the controversies with Ren and Stimpy, Drake and Josh, a lot of different shows like that. There's many people that work on a show, so I'm never gonna just completely negate from something just because of the actions of one. Just like any job or anything, I mean, if you go to a store, you might have 20 employees there. One of them may be kind of a, well, you know what I mean. But that doesn't mean you're gonna hate retail workers. That doesn't mean you're gonna hate Target or Walmart. Sometimes it's just how it is. But Rick and Morty as a whole, I think, is a really, really fun show. And I love the vibe of this shirt. So I'm kind of happy that I picked it up for $6.99, especially because it's a thick, nice quality shirt. This feels like one that they probably had maybe like a box lunch or even maybe like an FYE type of store. Now we're getting into the best items of today. You guys already know what my 2 favorite were, so I'll save those ones for last. I'm trying to grab them. I'm talking and you can't see anything, but eventually you will. Oh, you can see the shirt here. We have the pink SpongeBob shirt. And just like SpongeBob's underwear, I'm a man who enjoys pink. I don't wear it all the time, but I do not have a problem with wearing pink. It just doesn't often work with my complexion. Often pink just kind of looks a little odd on me. It makes me look like Neapolitan ice cream, just a little bit less vanilla. So I don't necessarily usually wear it, but this one has so much sponge on it, and we're always here to support the Sponge and Nickelodeon and new products. If you pick stuff up, that means they're gonna make more more of it. So I'm glad that we got this one and we can add into the collection, and you might see me wear it over here on the channel any day now. Now for the banger item, and like I said, all this stuff is amazing. Some of it you really do only see at Ross and other places like that, but the stuff that I think is the coolest that comes from these discount retailers is stuff like this. The Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Krusty Krab kitty meal. So it's up there, so I'm not gonna grab it, but you guys have seen me show the Krusty Krab kitty meal before, the full-size one that came with some of the Super 7 figures, and this box is like that quality. And I mean, it's not even like, even if you paid $7.99 for the underwear at like Target or something, you would expect to pay even more than that, honestly. I think like the average boxers they sell at Target that are themed or branded are about $10 to $14, and you get a pair of socks. They did not have to go this freaking hard on the packaging. But I think what they do realize is that if you make a good packaging, maybe people that won't even use this will buy it just because of the fact that it has an awesome box. I mean, I love all the awesome boxers that they have out there. In fact, PTSD makes some awesome ones, some incredible ones that I love. But I'm just kind of a Mr. Krabs when it comes to underwear, and I just usually get like the 5-pack of Fruit of the Looms and stuff like that, because that way I can buy more, you know, freaking stuff like this and, you know, other stuff, you know, Scythers. But if you put it in a package like this, you got me on it. For example, here I have the Spongebob one as well, but we have the Reptar socks here that came in this soda can, and that's just freaking sweet. Like, it's a very unique item. You don't see in a lot of people's collection just because of the fact that I don't think they produced a lot of them. I've never even really seen these online, or a lot of people have them in their collection. So it's a serious thing people sleep on. I mean, we also had those Patrick boxers that came in the ice cream container. We have those in the collection too. A lot of people don't have these items in their collection just because most people aren't going to these type of retailers to look for it, and most of the time you're not gonna find stuff like this. It's just every now and then they drop them, and I'm so glad that we went on a day where they had these guys in stock. So this is my favorite item today outside of the Fairly Odd Parents and the next item I'm gonna show. And even this next item I'm gonna show I'm really hyped about, but this is an item that is going to disappear over time because of the box being cardboard, and it's gonna be one of those Grail collectibles down the line. Okay, but next up, probably the biggest and probably gonna be most impact on the room itself so far here, and that is the Nickelodeon wood artwork. I have to start paying more attention to Ross, Burlington, these type of stores, because they have been dropping some incredible wooden artwork when it comes to the Nickelodeon line. This came out in 2019 somewhere. I never saw it, but we got it here today at Ross in 2023. It's 4 years old, but you have all this representation here, and this is gonna be going up on the roof. There's a wood paneling that goes across the cavern here that is completely bare, and if I can find more of these are gonna line all of those bare pieces of wood to where you won't even really see that necessarily. You'll just see awesome Nickelodeon artwork, and it has everybody represented on there, including my man Reptar. It was a perfect, like, just a necessary item we needed in here in the collection, because you know this room can get very spongy, and boy do I love it. But really cool when we can just get a blanket piece of artwork like this that just boom represents everything Nick 90s to kind of add into the mix. It's like if this room was 80% sponge and 20% Nick, a big item like this rather than like a single item, a single figure, adds like a nice 5% visually just because it's so big and there's such good profiles of the characters. Even more so than maybe even these Fairly Odd Parents figures. Yes, they're rarer, yes, they're harder to get, and they're gonna be beautiful in the collection, but if you're just looking at the room as a whole, they're gonna blend in more than perhaps this would. So I'm extremely hyped on this guy as well. I'm not rating the items here today just because we had so much fun together, and the whole hunt was mainly just to get these guys today, but I couldn't leave some of this stuff behind. Top 2 items for me today though were these guys right here. You guys let me know what your favorite find of today was. I'm so glad whenever we're able to add any awesome Spongebob or Nickelodeon stuff to the collection, and it's rare that we ever get to get just straight freaking concentrated Nickelodeon like this, or bangers like this when it comes to Spongebob. So a huge shout out to Ross and all those stores for representing. We did have to go to a lot of them, but it was worth it. So smack that like button if you guys haven't already. Stick around, we're gonna add some of this stuff to the collection. But before that, you know the drill. Scan it. Okay, so for the Fairly Odd Parents, of course, I added it over here in the Fairly Odd Parents shelf. It was the final touch this shelf needed. It was the cherry on top of the ice cream, or should I say chocolate shake, that it needed. So it looks perfect here. I'm so excited. I literally had that space spaced out in the hopes that one day I would get all 4 of these. So I'm extremely happy to finally have this shelf kind of capped off for right now. Of course, we're always going to be looking for more stuff, but I'm very content with where it's at right now. So for the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy box set here, I decided to give it a little bit of a limelight because I'm such a huge fan of it. So I had some of these Spongebob little mini mugs. You guys may have seen those before in the collection back here. I have those in the expanded Galley Grub, but this guy right here is going to go right here on this little mini shelf where it's kind of isolated just for a little bit, just so I can enjoy it because I'm a huge fan of that box. And the Squidward socks, along with the Spongebob shirt and the Rick and Morty shirt, are going to be going in my closet. These are going to be going in the Nickelodeon closet with all the different Nickelodeon clothes that we're continuing to keep add. You may see me wear this one, and you'll for sure be seeing me wear this Rick and Morty shirt. I got to add this one in my personal closet because this is a really cool one, and the black really works here when we're filming. If I wear a bright color like that, a lot of times we just can't film it, but this will work for sure. And for the Spongebob mug, we're going to be adding that with all the other Spongebob drinkware, where I can continue to add to my coffee mug collection as a person that doesn't drink coffee. I got this one mostly because it was slime colored. But I have the new artwork right here. I think that looks pretty cool. I mean, I do love the wood up here. It kind of gives it that Krusty Krab kind of vibe. And you can still see that. But I do think this looks a little bit better. It's a nice little touch up here. And like I said, just adds so much more variety to this section of the room. And that's something I want to continue to do since we've already dominated most of the room with sponge on this side. I'm trying my best to add some other stuff in over here so the sponge infection doesn't go too far, completely at least. Alright guys, so that is actually it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys smack that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and also don't forget to go check us out on Patreon. It is the #1 way to support the show, and not just that, we have a bunch of new stuff coming to Patreon, and extended version of this video and every other video that we upload. So if you enjoy what we do here, I know that you're gonna love the stuff that we do on Patreon even more, because we go into topics a little bit more, fleshed out a lot of the stuff we talk about, and there's a lot of extra behind the scenes stuff that you get as well, and some other perks, so go check it out. And don't forget, we're on Whatnot 2 nights a week, Wednesdays and Friday, and you get $15 off your first purchase, including the items we picked up today, and it works immediately when you check out on Whatnot. So if you've already used it before and you have $15 just sitting there, it is still there for you. When you check out with the item that you have, the $15 will come up so you can use it to take that money off of your total or get the item itself. So go take advantage of it. And also, I'll see you guys over here in this amazing video that I know you're gonna love. And as always, Rep Pack, I'll see you beautiful people in the next one. Adios. Bloop.